Hall, they're going to play, and you go gradually downhill. And I ended up teaching.
In Hull?
Yes.
And she did what comes naturally, cried. Nothing wrong in that. That's another thing, because they learn to respect each other. And if they're in a little group and one of them has a bit...
Last week, when the Duchess of Kent passed away at 92, the news didn't just send ripples of sadness across the nation. It threw Prince Harry right into the spotlight. Yes, right in the middle of his UK visit, suddenly everything changed. Her death wasn't just about mourning a respected royal, it became Harry's greatest test yet. Everyone's watching him, every move he makes, every choice, and it's all being dissected by royal experts who are itching to know. What does this moment reveal about Harry and his fractured bond with the family? Because here's the truth. The choice he makes this week between extending his stay for the funeral or slipping back to California early, that choice alone could expose his real priorities. And trust me, what royal commentators are already whispering about this decision will completely flip the way you see Harry's so-called Sussex independence.
It's with deep sorrow that Buckingham Palace announces the death of Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent. Her Royal Highness passed...
Now, let's rewind to September 4th, 2025. That's the day everything changed. The day Harry's UK visit turned into a high-stakes test. When the Duchess of Kent passed away peacefully at her Kensington Palace home, aged 92, it wasn't just the end of an era. It was the beginning of a new storm for Harry. And let's be very clear, this isn't just about paying respects to an elderly royal. Oh no, what the commentators have uncovered is far deeper, more explosive, because the Duchess wasn't just another royal. She was something far greater, something Harry should have paid very close attention to.
It's announced today that the oldest member of the royal family had passed away. The official notice, as is...
The Duchess of Kent had lived a life that held a mirror right up to Harry's own journey. Think about it. She was one of the rare royals who managed to bridge both worlds. She attended William's wedding. She attended Harry's wedding. She had lived through their childhoods, supported their mother, Princess Diana, during the most turbulent of times, and somehow, miraculously, she managed to keep ties with both brothers, even as that brotherly bond tore apart.
Was known as the Wimbledon Royal who left official duties behind and became a schoolteacher.
She did it all. She walked away from the spotlight without bitterness, without a public war. She dropped her HRH style in 2002 and slipped into a quiet, normal life. Can you imagine? One day she's a full-time royal, the next she's just Mrs. Kent teaching music in Hull, where not a single student had a clue they were learning from royalty. It was the freedom Harry cried out for, wasn't it? Privacy, normality, a life beyond the palace walls.
I started teaching East Hull in, well, it was 13 years ago, 15 years ago now.
And that's the gut punch for Harry right now. The contrast could not be more brutal. While he spent years slamming doors, airing grievances, and writing tell-alls that burn bridges, the Duchess of Kent quietly, peacefully, and respectfully faded into private life. Her passing during his UK visit, it's like fate is taunting him, a brutal reminder of the path he could have chosen, but didn't.
Quietly authorized a formal inspection of the estate. On the surface,
So here's the spotlight moment. Royal commentators are saying that this funeral isn't just about laying the Duchess to rest. For Harry, it's his chance to show if he's learned anything from all the chaos. And oh, people are watching closely. Every move, every choice, every flicker of emotion. During this trip, Harry has been treading carefully. No fireworks, no new scandals, just measured steps. Experts say it's a different side of him, a side that might actually be trying to rebuild. And this funeral could be the biggest test yet. Take his immediate response when the news broke. He sent private condolences to the Duchess's family, swift, quiet, and respectful. And then came his timeline of public appearances, the well-child events, the private moment at Windsor Castle where he laid flowers at Queen Elizabeth's resting place. It's like he's trying to walk a tightrope between his charitable commitments and reconnecting with the family that feels more like strangers these days. But then came the real bombshell.
Bad news. It is with great sadness that Kensington Palace announced on Friday morning the passing of one of the most...
On September 10th, Harry actually had tea with King Charles. Yes, you heard that right. Tea. Clarence House. Father and son sitting down together. For royal watchers, this wasn't just a casual catch-up. This was a signal, a moment of actual family contact during a trip where many expected none. And compared to some of his past visits, where Charles barely even acknowledged his son, this meeting was huge.
Buckingham Palace has tonight announced the death of the oldest member of the royal family, Catherine, the Duchess.
Of course, let's not kid ourselves. If it was reported, it wasn't entirely private. Someone wanted the world to know. And while no one knows what they said behind closed doors, the fact it even happened shows something's shifting.
Duchess of Kent dies aged 92. Catherine, who became the oldest living member of the royal...
But now comes the moment of truth. With the Duchess's funeral set for September 16th at Westminster Cathedral, Harry faces a brutal choice: stay for the service, honor tradition, stand shoulder to shoulder with his family, or hop on a plane back to California and send the clearest message yet that his priorities lie elsewhere. And the world? Oh, they're waiting with bated breath.
Catherine, Duchess of Kent, dies age 92. Catherine, who became the oldest living member of the royal family.
Because here's the deeper layer. This isn't just a funeral. This is about how Harry's exit from royal life stacks up against the Duchess's. Two very different philosophies, two very different results. She walked away in silence, with grace. He stormed out in flames. And now, with her passing, the comparison has never been sharper.
Welcome back to our channel, where we delve into the intricate tapestry of royal life, tradition.
When she gave up her royal duties, she didn't cash in with books or Netflix. She took up teaching. She co-founded a charity. She poured her energy into helping kids discover music. She lived a meaningful life that no one could mock or criticize. Meanwhile, Harry's so-called freedom has been a circus, plastered on magazine covers and dissected on every talk show.
Oldest living member of the British royal family, Her Royal Highness Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, the wife of Prince Edward II.
She got privacy, he got paparazzi, she got respect, he got ridicule, and the difference? Her silence versus his noise. That's why her funeral isn't just a farewell. It's a mirror held right up to Harry's face, and the reflection isn't flattering. Royal experts are saying it loud and clear. She proved it can be done. You can step back, you can have a private life, and you can keep your family's love intact. And Harry? Well, he's about to show us whether he's learned a single thing from her shining example. That's why Tuesday is more than just a funeral. It's history in the making. Not just because it's a Catholic royal farewell, the first in modern times, but because Harry's decision could redefine everything about how we see him today. This isn't just another tick on the royal calendar. It's a statement. And Harry, already here in the UK, is smack in the middle of it. Will he join his father in this groundbreaking act of respect? Or will he run back to the safety of California? Royal analysts can't stop talking about it. A requiem mass for a royal? Unheard of in modern times. This is more than a farewell. It's a religious and cultural milestone. Coordinated carefully between church leaders and palace officials, this service will showcase just how much the Duchess mattered. And Harry, he's got no excuse this time. He's here. The logistics are simple. The only question is, does he care enough to stay? Or will he risk the optics of flying home just as his family gathers for one of the most significant ceremonies in decades? The timing is brutal for him. His trip was planned around well-child commitments, but now the funeral collides with his schedule. Extend his stay, and he honors tradition. Fly back, and he looks like a man who values convenience over family. Royal commentators are already sharpening their pens, ready to spin whichever decision he makes into headlines. And this isn't just about public duty, it's personal. The Duchess of Kent was close to his late mother, Diana. Their bond wasn't superficial. Royal biographers have documented it. The Duchess wasn't just an acquaintance, she was a mentor, a guiding hand when Diana was drowning in the pressures of royal life. Imagine the irony if Harry, Diana's son, skips the funeral of the woman who helped his mother survive those early years. The Duchess called herself part mentor, part older sister to Diana. She was there, offering support when Diana felt utterly lost inside the cold machinery of the monarchy. She helped Diana stay true to herself while learning the suffocating rules of palace life. Diana herself spoke of that gratitude publicly. So this funeral, it's not just a duty for Harry. It's a way to honor the woman who stood by his mother when she needed it most. And can you imagine the headlines if he doesn't show up? Harry snubs Diana's mentor. Prince puts California over family once again. It would be a disaster both publicly and personally. The emotional layers here are staggering. Diana leaned on the Duchess during her darkest times. And now, years later, Harry is faced with a choice. Does he acknowledge that history? Does he honor the kindness given to his mother? Or does he let personal convenience and distance win? Royal commentators are blunt. If he doesn't attend, it'll look like he's ignoring not just family tradition, but the memory of his own mother's ally. And then there's Diana. This is where it gets personal, deeply personal. The Duchess was one of Diana's lifelines, someone who mentored her when the royal world felt like a cage. She wasn't just a fellow royal, she was a friend who guided Diana with compassion. Diana herself admitted how much she leaned on the Duchess during those overwhelming early years. So here's the brutal question. If Harry skips this funeral, What does that say about his loyalty to his mother's memory? Royal commentators are already whispering it. Skipping would look like he's dishonoring the woman who once helped the mother he idolizes. Diana's gratitude was on record. The Duchess was her older sister figure, guiding her through palace politics while protecting her warmth and authenticity. And now, as the Duchess is laid to rest, Harry has the chance to acknowledge that bond. The stakes couldn't be more emotionally charged. Attending would be a tribute to both women. Not attending would be seen as erasing a piece of Diana's history. And then there's the bigger picture, the brothers. The Duchess had ties to both William and Harry. She was at their weddings, a rare, constant presence during the happier times. This funeral could have been the perfect neutral ground, a moment where they could stand side by side, united if only for a day. Royal watchers have been praying for it. The image of both brothers honoring the same woman, perhaps even speaking briefly, could have reminded the world of what once was. But reality is harsher. Reports suggest the brothers are still leading separate lives even while in the same country. William is busy with official duties. Harry's doing his own thing. They're coexisting, but not together. And the funeral? It could expose just how fractured things still are, or offer a rare glimmer of unity. The irony is painful. For years, the Duchess symbolized what was possible. Graceful exits, maintained family ties, quiet dignity. And now her funeral might highlight the very opposite. Two brothers worlds apart, unable to bridge the gap even at a family farewell. Royal commentators insist this moment is bigger than Harry's personal drama. It's about symbolism. Foreign media are framing it as the test of whether Harry can separate his grievances from basic family obligation. If he stays, it suggests he's willing to honor tradition even without reconciling everything else. If he leaves, it screams that California comes first, family second. And make no mistake, this isn't just Britain watching. International coverage is intense. Outlets from America to Europe are dissecting every move, every headline. To them, this is a live case study in Harry versus the monarchy. At the end of the day, the decision seems simple. Stay and show respect, leave and confirm the critics. But for Harry, nothing is ever simple, because behind this decision lies years of scars, bitterness, and mistrust. And while the world sees a binary choice, Harry may see a minefield of personal conflicts, old wounds, and political optics. But let's be brutally honest, none of that matters to the public. What matters is the image, the symbolism, and that's why his decision will echo louder than anything he says in interviews.